Hello, everyone, and welcome back. Or if you're new here, which you probably are, welcome. Okay, and I haven't said my channel name, which is Tara, capital T, lowercase e, lowercase r, another lowercase r, and then a lowercase a. So Terra, which is also my name, which I also haven't said. Whoops. Okay, so we're doing my routine when I get home from work. Yet again. Topic of today is going to be ADHD. One thing I forgot to mention in my previous video is another thing with autism is one of the traits is stimming, which I do a lot of. Didn't notice how much I stimmed until I started doing research. I just thought it was things I did. I didn't think they were really weird or odd. Like I do the tiptoeing thing. I've done it since I was young. I just thought it was a habit that I got from somewhere that I didn't realize. Another thing I do is I do this a lot. And I have no idea why. It makes me feel good. It relaxes me, keeps me calm. Especially when I've had a hard day at work like today. Anyways, ADHD and autism have some things that kind of run into each other. But first I wanted to talk about the fact that when I was diagnosed, there's only either had ADHD or ADD. ADHD means you're hyperactive, and ADD means you're not hyperactive. Nowadays, they've changed the diagnosis a little bit. There's ADHD type 1, ADHD type 2, and ADHD type 3. Which one's 1, 2, and 3? I'm not exactly sure. I should look that up. But one is non-hyperactive, which is me. The other one's super hyperactive, regularly hyper. And then there's one that's middle ground, which I'm guessing is ADHD type 2, where at times they're hyperactive and other times they are not. And I think that's why they changed the things. They've noticed that some people don't quite fit into the hyperactive, but they also don't fit into the unhyperactive. And yes, I know that it's an overdiagnosed disorder, but trust me, I have it. I was diagnosed at age 7 with my autism. ADHD people have a hard time communicating, get overwhelmed when they have to be in social situations, just like autism. Except for the fact that, sort of, ADHD people, at least with me, my brain's constantly working. So when you're talking to me, I'm thinking about up to 5 different things at once. And combined with my autism, I'm also thinking, I'm analyzing every situation. Why, if I did this differently, would this outcome happen? Stuff like that. So if I've made a mistake, trust me, I know. And I've analyzed it a million times before you've probably even thought of, did you think this through? Yes, I did. Anyways, ADHD people they're not just, distracted. There's also something called hyperfocus, which means they're so focused on the situation that nothing else exists. ADHD people are quite often good at multitasking, which people don't seem so. Usually when you see them I call it spacing out. It's usually because they've been, or same with autism, have been over stimulated, and it's their brain's way of coping by sort of they're not turned off. Trust me, their brain, even if they're staring off into space, their brains are thinking about many things at once. And there's another trait of ADHD that most people don't know. A lot of people's ADHD, when they are not, when they disassociate, sorry if I'm not talking clearly, their eyes do this weird thing. And I've noticed quite a few people with ADHD do the same thing, which I find interesting. Let me see if I could do it real quick for you. That and make their eyes look so weird. I hate watching that. Freaks me out a little bit. Anyway, we're going to go to the kitchen, start my pizza. Again, my hands are full. Well, guess what, Mom? Raj quit.
Raj quit.
Well, he already had a job where he was full-time, and because they cut his hours to 2 days a week.
Okay.
2 6-hour shifts. Because he'd come in that's what he was basically doing already, except for he was coming in 2 other days, and just working an hour to 3 hours, which is not really
Yeah.
it's kind of a waste of time. I knew it was gonna happen eventually. Plug my device in. And repeat 11
hours that did it.
Well, because they don't. Plus, Philip doesn't see the point of him only coming in for an hour and a half and then leaving. Like, what's the point of you even being there? Especially when I'm there, anyways. The only hours of availability were between 5 and 11. I'm already there 5 to 10. And I actually do things. Don't just stand there twiddling my fingers on my phone.
Yeah.
Which is what he did, Pretty much,
Mm-hmm.
Like, even when I was in, like, in a panic and I had a bunch of stuff to do, I had to still have to stop and help him with customers, and he wouldn't help me make the iced tea or anything when I was making the bagels. He'd just stand there on his phone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's not fair.
No.
Me, working my butt off, panicking, and I still have to stop and help him with coffees, but he can't help me with making. He knows how to make the iced teas and the iced coffees, or make the cold brew.
Yeah.
He just refused to because he's tired. We're all tired, and he
What does tired have to do with it?
and he says, "Oh, it's because he has 2 jobs now." No, he was doing that before when he had 1 job.
Yeah.
Not to mention, he's always 25 to 30 minutes late every day. Alright, so here we go. Let's mute that TV a little bit. Oh, I'm sorry about the intermission. Anyways, I think it's ADHD. They also stim. which is wonderful. It's also the reason, at least with me, I had to be in special ed, or now it's probably called something else. I haven't been to school. I graduated high school in 2007, and it's called special ed back then. And they kept trying to kick me out of special ed because they said that she's smart, she gets straight A's. But then you put me in a regular class, and I suddenly have all F's. Because I needed the smaller class size so I would get distracted less and have more of the teacher's attention, which is what I actually needed. I was one of the students that the teacher didn't really need help much. That's why they wanted to kick me out of special ed. But I needed that little extra help. And I'm hoping that phone call's not for me because I'm in the middle of a video. I have to wait to see if it's Tim, my partner. I'm guessing not. Okay, let's go. Oh, I am tomorrow. I have a tattoo appointment to finish this area. So excited. Anybody else has more information about ADHD, you can put it down in the comments. Again, I'm not very good at explaining things, and I'm probably missing a couple things. Yes, I was on medication when I was in school, but I would refuse to take it because they were giving me Ritalin, which is supposed to help people with ADHD, the hyperactive one. I wasn't hyperactive, so when you gave me the Ritalin, I fell asleep. And it was in the third grade where I decided I didn't want to take it, and I would purposely forget. And the nurse would have to take because they could tell that I hadn't taken it. But I wanted to learn, and I can't learn if I'm asleep. It would knock me out. I know there's other newer prescriptions like Adderall, but I don't have insurance. But there is a over-the-counter way of getting something that's like Adderall. Which I do is I take Dayquil. It helps me focus. And I make sure to consume some caffeine because it helps me focus as well. Caffeine doesn't make me hyperactive at all. Or hyper at all. If anything, it makes me more tired. So I've learned my own strategies, because a lot of people with ADHD have, at least I had problems. I lose things, but I figure out tricks to not lose things. Like before, I didn't have a purse for a while. Why, I don't know. I would have my car keys in my shoes that I was wearing to work. That way, I didn't have to search the house for my keys. I also pick my work clothes out and set them out for myself, the night before. That way, when I wake up, I don't have to, That's also basic things if you want to get ready faster, even if you don't have ADHD. Now I have a purse, and I don't take my car keys out of the purse until I'm ready to drive. Get in my car and drive. There's other tips, I just can't think of them right now. And I was going to go on to another topic, but not another topic, ADHD, but I've sort of misplaced my thoughts. If you're wondering what I'm doing, I take off my mascara. let's see. Oh God, I had another thought. And now I can't recall what it was. I mean, that's because I know as soon as I turn off the camera that I'm gonna think of it and get back to you guys about it. Oh my God, I was thinking about when I was talking about the Ritalin. No, not the Ritalin, the other one, Adderall. Oh, you know, if it works for you and you have insurance, it's perfectly fine to take it. It's just not for me. But I've also noticed that with autism and ADHD, that your diet is actually very important because if you have a steady good diet, that some of the symptoms sort of not saying it's a quick fix and you can fix someone by keeping their diet on track. I'm just saying that it does help if you keep a healthy diet. These are my what I've noticed. I take supplements that help me with focus and all that, which I'll get into at a later time. So I should have more information about this, and I had it all set in my head when I was driving home from work, and now my head's blank. Isn't that wonderful? Oh, if you notice any of my things that you might think are my stims, feel free to comment them in the comments of any of my videos. I'm interested to see if you see any of stims that I don't notice. Could be interesting. Anyways, if you like this video, please give it a like. And if you want to see more of my content, please subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can see every time I upload a new video. And have a great day.